past 18, he was waiting on a bus in his army green. Sat down in a booth in the cafe there, gave his order to a girl with a bow in her hair. He's a little shy, so she gave him a smile. He said, would you mind sitting down for a while and talking to me? I'm feeling pretty low. She said, I'm off in an hour and I know a place we can go. So they went down and sat on the pier. He said, I bet you got a boyfriend, but I don't care, 'cause I got no one to send a letter to. Would you mind if I sent one back here to you? I cried, never gonna hold the hand of another guy. Too young for him, they told her, waiting for the love of a traveling soldier. Our love will never end, waiting for the soldier to come back again. Never more to be alone when the letter says the soldier's coming home. So the letters came from an army camp in California, then Vietnam, and he told her of his heart it might be love and all the things he was so scared of. He said, when it's getting kind of rough over here, I sit and think about that day on the pier, and I close my eyes to see your pretty smile. Don't worry, but I won't be able to ride for a while. And I cried, never gonna hold the hand of another guy. Too young for him, they told her, waiting for the love of a traveling soldier. Our love will never end, waiting for the soldier to come back again. Never more to be alone when the letter says the soldier's coming home. One Friday night at a football game, the Lord's Prayer said and the anthem sang, and a man said, folks, would you bow your head for a list of the local Vietnam dead? Well, crying all alone underneath the stands was a piccolo player in the marching band, and one name read, nobody really cared except that pretty little girl with a bow in her head. And I cried, never gonna hold the hand of another guy. Too young when they told her, waiting for the love of a traveling soldier. Our love will never end, waiting for the soldier to come back again. Never more to be alone when the letter says the soldier's coming home. When the letter says the soldier's coming home.
All right, folks. Welcome to Daytona International Speedway here for the Mission 22 250 here. We're going to get a little pre-race show started here for you folks. If you guys are over on YouTube, want to let the other folks know on our pre-set YouTube channel, for this or for YouTube video that we had some YouTube issues today, but we're getting it all squared away. Started up a new broadcast over here at KS Sim Productions. We tried to hop over there, let those folks know, hey, we moved the broadcast over. Along with our new Twitch is finally good to go. So KNS Sim Productions will be multicast here on YouTube and on basically our YouTube and Twitch now. Next weekend, we will also have another charity race for Drive for Humanity. Gonna work on getting Facebook going and some other channels as well. We do want to bring up some folks here to do some pre-race interviews, see what everyone's thinking of, how everything is going. Want to send a shout out to all of you for tuning in here and deciding to spend your afternoon with us here at KS Sim Productions, all the sponsors that help make this race happen and make sure everything is all good to go before we pop in our first driver here to talk to. Yeah, it should be a good time. We finally got this race together, been working on it for a long time, and definitely want to do whatever we can to help support the fight against veteran suicide. As always, we want to bring up our first driver here, and you guys may know him as Alex Bahiri, part of Team KNS here, representing the brand and the channel. Alex, how you doing today, man?
Doing great. How about yourself?
Doing great. We got some crazy stuff going on here, and a lot of races. You're one of drivers that has had the opportunity to be in every single charity race that we've hosted. Where do you think this one's gonna rank on your list of ones that we've done so far?
So far, this might be in the high tiers because this is seeming like a lot of fun, and we're just in the practice right now, messing around.
Well, there's going to be a lot of trickery going here. We've got the next gen class, the truck series, and the Xfinity class here all today. What are you going to be out there racing today?
Next gen, baby.
Right. Well, you're synonymous for being pretty fast in that next gen class. I was lucky enough to watch you do league win in the next gen cars at Homestead. Taught you how to rip the lip over at Homestead,
yeah.
Miami, and seems to treat you fairly well. I know you guys had a stand-in last minute for one of your teammates. Mr. Rubin's going to be racing with you guys. What's the strategy going to look like going into this race?
Right now, we're just trying to figure out what order of the cars is the fastest because, like, you know, so far we figured out if the next gen's pushing the Xfinity car, it's kind of slower. But if the next gen's leading the pack, everyone can go faster. But you got to get it just right because if someone falls back, then you'll all be slow.
Yeah.
It's gonna be really interesting when we all get into a big pack, but it's just figuring out which car needs to be in which spot to maximize the speed for everybody.
All right. Well, early looks out there. You've got Champlin, Modric, and Minor leading each category out there for the classes. Who's going to be your pick to win here, driver-wise, tonight?
Hopefully us.
Put money on himself.
TKNS.
You heard it here, chat. Well, you're no stranger. You finally took the dub here on our last charity race when we headed to Long Beach. You also happen to be one of the main reasons that race happened. So you think you can get that thing down victory lane here tonight?
Hopefully we can all get all three of our cars, trucks, all down there.
Well, good luck to you and your team tonight, Alex. And look forward to hopefully talking to you at the end of this race.
Yep, sounds good, man. Thank you.
And we're going to drag Alex back to his team. We also got a couple other folks that wanted to get in here. We're going to pull one of those up into the booth here in just a second. Josh King, this is Kai Shepard up in the booth. You got us?
You know what I'm talking about? That phrase.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, we're heading into this thing. This is kind of new for us here at KNS. Last time it was a full-on truck race, but we're heading here into Daytona International Speedway. Are you looking forward to the race today?
Oh, we're super excited. We're really happy to be a part of this for sure.
All right. Well, we reached out to some of the drivers, wanted to do some pre-race interviews, and you were kind enough to give us some of your time. You want to tell us a little bit about it yourself and what you got going on in life right now?
Yeah, so Denver, Colorado, 36 years old, as a couple weeks ago. Owner of Royalty Motorsports. We got 6 cars in the field, so we're excited to get 2 teams in here and see what we can do. I enjoy softball a lot during the spring through fall, and then iRacing is my escape from that when the weather's bad here in Colorado.
All right, man. Well, final question we got. Well, I guess we'll ask you 2 more. Who's your favorite NASCAR Cup Series driver? And number 2, who's going to win this thing tonight?
Well, a lot of people aren't going to like it, but Denny Hamlin, he started racing for Sport Clips back when my mother worked there. And so I just grew up kind of a fan of his and continued to follow him. Kyle Larson's awesome to watch because you can watch him race basically any night of the week somewhere. And then Royalty Motorsports is going to win this thing tonight. Calling it now. One of our teams.
All right, man. Well, good luck to you guys tonight over there. You got the 6-pack going, double trouble out on the track. Are you guys all looking forward to looking together tonight in that 6-pack?
Yeah, we're going to see what happens. Different event for us, too, much like you guys, so we're not quite sure what to expect, but we're just going to kind of flow with it. But before I let you go, quick shout-out to our sponsors, PGHH Designs, Majestic Promotional and Branded Apparel, Royalty Motorsports, of course, and Royalty Racing Network. Appreciate all the support they give us.
All right, well, thanks for giving us some of your time here today, Josh, and good luck to your Royalty teammates here, and look forward to hopefully talking to you at the end of this thing.
Yeah, man, thanks for having us, and thank you for doing the broadcast, too.
All right, folks. Well, that was Josh King from Royalty Motorsports. These guys are going to get riled up, get ready to go. The 2-team tango here today, and they're looking forward to getting this thing rolling good and well. Looks like we've got one more person that wanted to hop up here in the booth before we get things going, see if we can track him down in our line of 50. I'm not really seeing where he's at. And I think this was our member that decided to go off yonder into a different Discord. So we are, let's see here if we can find good replacement. Let's hit us up. Let's see. Well, yeah, we're going to be here tonight, folks. And we're definitely looking forward to this one. Means a lot to us. Before we get our next driver in here, I want to send a quick shout out and pray for the family. One of our some of our folks here, Nick Rossi and Eric Camp, sadly lost a Coast Guardman last night to suicide, and it's going to hit us here pretty hard in this race, as this is the main reason we're here to fight, have a good time, and raise some money for Mission 22 to provide counseling to veterans that have some dark thoughts and definitely have some issues with the PTSD side of things. Want to send a whole huge shout out to Nicholas Olson's family. If you guys are watching, friends, family, race teammates, buddies on the weekends, sad to hear that, and we want to send our thoughts, condolences, and prayers out to you guys, and hopefully we can see Nick Rossi and Eric Camp put on a good show for these guys, for this gentleman here tonight, and definitely see if we can get a little bit of remembrance for him on that podium. Last member we're going to pull in here today, Sean Sullivan, going to take on the last interview here today. Sean Sullivan, how you doing today, man?
Pretty good. There yourself?
Doing pretty good, man. Looking forward to this thing starting, but we decided to put on a little bit of a pre-race show before this thing happens. So what are you running here today, man?
I got the Ford F-150. Got to represent the Blue Oval. My mom works for Ford, and figured I'd keep that tradition going. So.
Well, we are definitely looking forward to that 6 machine with the Coast Guard paint scheme on there. So there's been some rumblings around the great pit lane that there be. What's the strategy for you and your teammates here today?
Kind of like the last guy you interviewed. I think we're all trying to just figure out which car order is going to be the best. I think we kind of figured it out to where the F-150 will be in the back, pushing the Xfinity car, which will be pushing the next gen car. But the problem is the Xfinity car can't really push the 150 much. I think the trucks much. I think everybody's kind of figured that out. They overheat way too quick behind them. So yeah, I think it's just going to end up coming down to, I think everyone's just going to end up linking back up together and with their, respective class and kind of go from there. So.
Well, the main thing you're going to do, even though we're not on the podium part of this, with the volunteer time that you give us as part of your practice schedule, we'll leave the floor to you to thank any friends, family, sponsors that you want to reach out to before you go.
Absolutely. Thanks again for doing the broadcast, man. We do appreciate it. I just want to give a shout out to the Coast Guard team we're running, myself, Zach, Nick, and Eric. I think they're all practicing, so they're probably not watching. My wife, my in-laws, my mom, dad, who I think are all watching, all the friends and family that I sent the link to watch it, and then my buddy Brian and One Revolver Surfboard. So if you guys are in the need for a surfboard in the Southern California area, and I'll ship it to you. So reach out to him. I actually have the logo on my car.
All right. Well, Sean Sullivan, good luck to you here today at Daytona International Speedway, and I'm looking forward to getting this thing started and hopefully talking to you at the end of this thing.
I hope so. Hopefully with the win.
All right, folks. Well, that was Sean Sullivan, our last interview here. He's going to be driving that number 6 Coast Guard machine. We are going to get pre-roll going here for the race, and then we will be live here in about 5-10 minutes. Get your cups, get your drinks, get your food, get your snacks all ready to go. Coming up next, Mission 250 here from Daytona International Speedway.
It is feature time in Tulsa. Let's go green.
He's got the run, but isn't enough. It's a drag race to the finish. Culver goes from third to first in the last quarter.
Experience the world's most legendary racing events with iRacing. iRacing special events allow any member to compete in full-length multiplayer races based on some of the biggest events in motorsports all year round. Compete in virtual endurance races such as the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, and the Nürburgring 24 Hours. Take on some of the toughest races on the NASCAR calendar, such as the Daytona 500 and the Coke 600. We have races from disciplines across the racing world, from the Indy 500 to the Chili Bowl, from the Bathurst 1000 to the Crandon Championship. Our endurance special events utilize iRacing's team feature, where members can sign up and race together on their own team, swapping drivers throughout the race. Other events use iRacing Super Sessions, where you're not only racing against those on track, but against everyone taking part. As every race progresses, watch and feel the track change with progressive time of day, dynamic weather and rain, and dynamic track debris and surface changes. Take on your favorite discipline or try a brand new racing challenge with our biggest races of the year, the iRacing Special Events. Learn more at iracing.com/special-events.
Carolina, where the field is rolling out for the start of today's 400-lap race on this 0.625-mile racetrack. Here's the starting lineup. On the pole from Dawsonville, Georgia, in the number 9 Coors Ford qualifying and Winston Cup race from North Wilkesboro is underway. Everybody nicely through turns number 1 and 2 as Bill Elliott has the lead and Dale Earnhardt has jumped into second position, followed by Benny Parsons and Bobby Allison. Georgia, Bill Elliott.
thoughts rise and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we walked were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular upon spur, singing up, yeah, through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the
One, two, three. I love it, Molly.
They say it's a matter of time, 1,000 days and the sun won't shine before I come back to you. For your love I will go far, I wanna be wherever you are. I know I'm coming back for you.
Brother, it's good to see you.
My love is a river long, the best ride in a million wrongs. I know I'm coming back to you. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. I'm making my way home. I'm making my way.
Alrighty, folks, here from Daytona International Speedway, Mission 22250, hosted by KS Sim Productions, qualifying going out on track right now. We're going to try and catch with some of your favorite drivers that you might be able to see getting some laps in. Nick Rossi hopping out onto the racetrack right now. We're going to see some times on the left-hand side, hopefully a little better than last time. Thank you, each and every one of you, for tuning in here from KS Sim Productions, to all of you watching at home. This is the Mission 22250, raising money for the fight against veteran PTSD and suicide, providing counseling for vets and active duty alike, providing those funds so that they don't have to pay out of pocket when their job is done. At the end of the day, being able to go home, know that they decided to make the ultimate sacrifice and put their lives on the line for not only myself but you at home, that we can continue to have this freedom across the United States. What an amazing country. And thank you to all the families that allow these drivers to come out, sit in. You got kids at home. You allow these drivers to come out here, raise some money with us, and be able to put on a great race for the cause. The donation link is in the chats. If you guys want to head over, all of those that go straight to those charities. No handling of the money by us here at KSM Productions. We want to make sure that all those charity funds go directly to the charities, and you guys don't have to worry too much about where that money's going. You see a lot of those first laps coming in. Robbie Miner, your fastest driver on track and fastest driver in class at a 49.5. And you got Shane King, fastest driver. Doty takes over that cup spot in the truck series here. Mr. King, Don King, the fastest lap. You see those cup drivers run 49.4, Xfinity 50.6, 50.8 for the trucks. We did take some power out of those next gens. They will be running at 98% power. The Xfinity at 98.5, and your trucks will be 100% power, 100% fuel, 2 fast repairs. Something a little exciting that we have here this time is we will not have any cautions till at least lap 20. So these guys will have to spend the first 20 laps being cautious. We'll split up the field at the beginning of this race in half. Make sure that these guys have every opportunity to make it by clean. Trent Hill, right as we swap over to him, he is going to put down your fastest lap here for the Cup cars at that 49.3. Roll around the apron there, and Derek Donna out on track here in that Xfinity machine. He's going to see if he can improve his time here on the second time by. So that looks like he's going to improve to a 50.488 currently at the moment. Chris Jordan is your pole sitter with Kevin Balmer and Mr. Jimmy Moach, your leaders of the other classes here. We'll see if we can catch up with anybody else on track in the short qualifying. Jimmy Moach coming around one more time here, but I do not think this lap is going to count. I think they already ran his too. See if we can catch William Smith in that number 82 machine heading around in that Xfinity car. See if he can improve his time this time by. Does not look like he's going to be able to, so he's going to be stuck in that 14th spot at a 50.632. Shout out to Vincent Davis. We see you in the chat. Appreciate you for tuning in here, having a good time. We'll see if we can catch in with Andy Sharp, Mr. Taco Man himself, and we'll see if he can get this Mission 22 thing under wraps. Looks like he is going to head to second on the track right now. Not sure if he's going to be able to get that second lap across, but qualifies second here at a 49.305. What a great lap time here, and a shout out to him for helping us support, and also a shout out to his followers. If you guys get a chance, go follow El Taco Man on the Twitch, and we'll be sure to shout out some of these other folks here in the race that have those channels across social media. These guys are going to get gridded up. No warm-up time here. We're going straight from qualifying to the race. You're going to see some weird things on your screen as this tries to get all riled up and stuff. And we are going to get ready. Go through your grid here shortly. These drivers are getting lined up right now. We're going to have a few pace laps here to get them all wound up and ready to go. Looks like the majority of qualifying next gens were all packed together, Xfinity trucks, and then a couple few folks that decided to not qualify. See how it all splits up here in the beginning of this. See if Chris Jordan, you're going to see a big field mixed up here. Once all these guys get gridded up, we'll run through your grid. We're just getting word. One of our drivers has been forced to go to Walgreens with the family, so Mr. Alex Bahiri will be missing out on the start of this thing. Grid, got about 15 seconds left. We're going to swap this thing over to a lap count so you guys know exactly how many laps we got going here. Got 100 laps here from Daytona International Speedway. This race will be a transition race. We will be starting here at sunset going into the night. I think we are ready to go grid here right now with your favorite drivers. We're going to see if we can get a better cam here for you. That's exactly what we can do. All right, folks, your grid is maybe going to work. We'll see if we can get this thing to show. All right. Starting in first place, Chris Jordan to his outside, Andy Sharp, Christian Light rounding in the third position. We see some Light fans out there. Looking forward to seeing how he does here in the first race at K&S Sim Productions. Moving on down the grid, Trent Hill to his outside, and that number 47 machine, Corey Harville in the 92. Pacey Wygent out of New York in the 00, going to start in 6th here. Michael Champlin in the 520, going to start in 7th. Jonathan Barker in the 8th position in the 044. Bobby Blowers in the number 34. Moving on down the grid, Josh King in 10th. Nicky Rotzi in the number 22. Jacob Linke in the number 37. Moving on farther down, rolling out your next-gen qualifiers, Robbie Miner in the 53, Mike Winter in the 28, and Clayton Doty in that number 42 machine. On to the Xfinity qualifiers. Calvin Balmer is going to set the fastest lap here by the Xfinity cars. He's going to be rolling off here in that number 88 in the 16th position. Grayson Trexler is going to be in that number 45 and 17th. 18th here is Greg Pillar. Eric Camp is going to be in the 19th. Derek Donna in the 215. Shane King in the 60. Rodney Ayers in the 17. Kenton Sportak in the number 8. Nathan Mascroft going to roll off in the 24th position here in that number 06. 25th, Matthew Johnson, Clyde Comfort to his outside in the 26th spot. Zach Logan in the 27th spot. Tristan Miner in the 28th. John Matthews, William Smith start side by side in the 15th row. Moving on to your truck qualifiers, Riley Marabello is going to start in that number 092, 31st position. Jimmy Monch to his outside in the 32nd spot. Tristan Lewis, Ruben Caceres, I hope I got that right, are going to be rolling off in the 17th row. Derek Capps here is going to be starting next to Dana Shepard. Continuing on more down your grid, Marcus Babb, Sean Sullivan, Rick Modric, Don King, Trevor Pendergrass, Larry Fairman. Starting in 43rd, David Booker in the number 95. David Woods, the number 89 car. Morgan Hansen, John Daniels is going to be starting side by side. John Daniels, your first driver not to qualify in that next gen. Alex Bahiri missing out on a good old trip to Walgreens. Should see him later in the race. Elijah Fisher is going to be a race control. Levi Wolf, Casey Ellis taking up the back alongside a Marco Skernjug. Yeah, we got it, chat. There, we got the whole thing there. So you see that your race control has split up this field. I am going to do something, so apologies if you guys are seeing this on your screen. I want to make sure that you guys aren't hearing the spotter the entire race. Change that up real quick. Make sure that we get that off your screen. We're going to have 2 more pace laps, so you're going to have 1 more this time around. See if we can roll you guys through some of these paint schemes here. Beautiful paint schemes, beautiful artwork by some of these painters here in iRacing. Nick Rotzi, the number 22 Coast Guard machine, looking mighty fine. Derek Donna here and the 215. Bad Wrench. Nathan Mascroft, the 06 machine, that dark blue 06. Going to see that thing shine here once that sun decides to bellow under the horizon. Ruben Carceris, I'm going to get this right, but he is rolling in the safety truck. We're going to see if that safety truck can keep us good this whole race, keep it clean. We already checked in with Sean Sullivan, another part of the Coast Guard crew. We're looking forward to seeing how he does here. And I keep saying looking forward, but I keep looking backwards. Larry Fairman, the Canadian Tire, shows up on a whim, gets his graphics card right before this race was scheduled to start. So glad he was able to make it. Bobby Blauer's going to be rolling here in this number 34 machine. I believe he's got Ghost on here today. But lights are out on the pace car. We're going to do one more trip around the sun. We are also going to be heading into the danger zone here. Andy Sharp, Chris Jordan looking to start this field out. I believe, if you guys look back here, Matthew Johnson, and then back a little bit, John Matthews going to lead the second pack. So these guys are split up. First 20 laps, there are going to be no cautions. And then we will get cautions going good on lap 20. We'll see if anything's brought up around that time. 2 fast pairs, 2 extra sets of tires. Next Gen's Xfinity Truck Series here. Daytona International Speedway for the Mission 22 250 multi-class race. Going to be here for 100 laps. See how these guys work. See how the teammates work out here. We're looking forward to Bernie getting ready to run that cam for us and that flag. You guys get a chance, like, subscribe to the channel, whether you're on the YouTube or Twitch side. Working on our way up to partner for Twitch so we can get those subscriptions going. But the Kit Pace car is looking even more forward to going down pit lane here. Green flag set to fly here from the beautiful state of Florida. Sunset in the horizon. Bernie with the green flag. Chris Jordan, Andy Sharp, Christian Light, Trent Hill, Corey Harville lead us into the Geico restart zone, and we are green flag here from Daytona International Speedway. I don't know. I don't know if I've been muted this whole time. Have I been muted this whole time? If I've been muted this whole time, holy crap. You guys have been listening to quite the silent race if I have. If I've been muted this whole time, please let me know in chat. I am so sorry. I turned my mic off. I'm pretty sure to cough, and I don't think I ever turned it back on. So if you guys have been listening to a silent race this entire time, I'm Kai Shepard. K&S Productions here to handle all your business. This multi-class race, so apologies about that. But up front, Christian Light, Andy Sharp, Trent Hill, going to be your leaders of this next gen. Looks like Trevor Pendergrass is going to have some issues here. Mainly gets up into the wall, turns that thing again, but looks like he's going to be able to keep it off track here. Your leader in the Xfinity class here, Grayson Trexler, followed by Kevin Baumler and Shane King. And then your top truck right now in the mix of all of it, all the way up to 10th overall, mixing it with the big boys. Up 21 spots is Riley Marabello. So, apologies about that. I've been talking to myself this entire time. My name's Kai Shapper. This is K&S Sim Productions. We're hosting the Mission 22-250 here from Daytona International Speedway. We do have this marked down as a multi-class event. Next gen trucks and Xfinity here from Daytona, 100 laps. First caution will not come out until at least lap 20. Well, won't even come at 20. If these guys aren't if there's no wrecks going on, really, we'll keep it green. We didn't want you guys to have to sit through cautions at the beginning of this race, so the first 20 laps, there will not be a caution. We will take a moment of silence for the entirety of lap 22 based off of your overall leader, who happens to be Andy Sharp in that 64 machine, El Taco Gaming. Let us know in the chat, everybody. Who are you out here rooting for? We know we got some Christian Light, Sean Sullivan, STD Motorsports, and Christian Light fans. If you guys are here for a specific person, let us know in the chat. If you guys are on the YouTube side, leave a like, leave a subscription. On the Twitch side, leave a follow on our way to partner. And we will go over it once again so you guys know who your top 3 is in each class. We got Andy Sharp, Trent Hill, Christian Light in this front pack. Your top 3 in your next-gen class. Grayson Trexler, Kevin Baumler, and Shane King are mixed up all in this whole gaggle of next-gen Xfinity and truck cars. Or vehicles, I guess. Riley Marabello up in this top pack, up into the 9th position, up 22 spots, 23 spots. Running that truck, he is glued to the back of that number 88 machine, and he is the highest running truck, up 24 now in the 7th position overall, and he is leading the truck class, followed by Jimmy Moach, who's also in this little gaggle of cars, and then Derek Capps is going to be your 3rd place right now in the trucks. The back up front, though, Andy Sharp in this little pack of next gen. Looks like they're getting past some trucks and a couple Xfinity or a couple next gen cars here. We got one more lap, one more time around the sun with Andy Sharp leading the pack, and then cautions will be enabled once he completes lap 20. Got a few pitting right now. Looks like Matthew Johnson heading down pit road in that Xfinity machine. Doesn't look like he's got too much damage, though. Once we do get a caution here, we'll probably see some drivers opt to stay out, try and get the wave around or the lucky dog from iRacing. Check in with a couple more of your drivers here. Eric Camp in that number 77 Coast Guard machine. Rick Modrick in the 71 Mission 22 CGRL machine, representing the racing league that he is a part of. Pacey Wygant in this gaggle of cars, that number 00. Your winner at Boston in the Truck Series this year. We host about one of these per month, so if you're interested, join the Discord today, discord.gg/KS Sim Productions. We'll leave that in chat for y'all, and if you guys are interested in donating, we posted the donation link a few times. Cautions are enabled now, so next big incident, we should probably see your race control opt to throw a caution, but if you guys are interested in donating, a link down in the description of the video, a couple places in the chat, or if you're just used to a QR code, scan that QR code in the bottom right-hand side. We will get, and you will send that money directly to Mission 22. No third-party handling by KS Sim Productions. And this next time by Christian Light going to lead us to the moment of silence lap. You guys will still hear the cars and everything, but I will go silent. And remember to turn my sound back on when I'm back. We're going to let you guys hear all the sights and sounds of these top drivers for a complete lap around Daytona International Speedway. And back up front here with Christian Light, who continues to lead this thing, followed by Jonathan Barker and Andy Sharp. Your top three overall, top three in the next-gen class. Jimmy Moach and Ayers are leading their respective classes in this thing. Rodney Ayers takes over the lead here of this Xfinity class. He's doing a great job getting lined up with his teammate right behind him. And I do believe, yeah, it is the next-gen 2. The Xfinity here, and this is a great thing to do as teammates. Those next gen cars are really the fastest ones on track. And if you can see, Pacey Wygant, Rodney Ayers, and Jimmy Moach are all trying to get lined up here. Teammates, you see those machines all getting ready to line up here and possibly make a run at burning down your leaders. Christian Light and these guys are on the backstretch. The only one that really needs to worry about catching up to this pack on that team would be Pacey Wygant. Pacey currently sitting in the 6th position. I will tell you right now, if the race ended, we are running the overall win is going to be rewarded to the team that finishes the highest in each class, and the overall average of the positions of each team member. Pacey Wygant, Rodney Ayers, Jimmy Moach would be your winning team at the moment. There will be interviews with your top drivers, winners from each class, but the ultimate trophies presented by Casey Ellis here, who is racing today in the number 35 machine. We will present those trophies to the winning team. But these guys are doing a great job sticking together, having a good run as a team. And I'm going to try and do this the best as possible. I usually do pretty good. We're going to try and run through the entirety of the field and let you know where your favorite drivers are at the moment. Best thing to do is start off with your leader at the moment, Christian Light. Let's see if we can get something going here. All right. First position overall, first place in class, Christian Light. Currently trying to get a better camera for y'all at home. That number 96 machine leading overall, leading in class. Right behind him, Jonathan Barker. And the number 044, Andy Sharp, currently sits in the 3rd place. Number 64, Chris Jordan, the 78, in the 4th position. Trent Hill currently sits in the 5th. In that number 47 machine, down 1 spot from the beginning of this race. Pacey Wygant working with his teammates Rodney and Jimmy. This machine team looking to get this PBR squad some trophies. Rodney Ayers right behind him. Bobby Blowers and the number 34, that ghost machine sitting in the outside lane. Grayson Trexler here trying to take the lead back over from Rodney Ayers in the Xfinity class. We got a slow truck right in front of everybody. He's going to make his way down onto the bottom lane. Nick Rotzi currently sitting in the 11th position in that number 22 machine. John Matthews up 17 spots from the beginning of this thing in that number 98 ghost machine. Kevin Balmer, number 88, currently sits in the 13th position. Riley Marabolo up 17 spots in the 092. Shane King currently sits in the 15th position in that number 60 machine. Eric Camp right behind him in the 77 Coast Guard machine. Nathan Mascroft, the 06, currently sitting in the 17. Greg Pillar running this NASCAR Xfinity. Oh, clipped somebody. Little bit of net coat there. Number 32 there, sitting in the 18th spot. Kenton Spordak sitting in the 19th position. Sean Sullivan right behind him in the number 6. Derek Capps also in this little pack right here, that number 100, currently sitting in 21st. And we are going to have our first caution of the day here. Let's see exactly where this came from. See if we can go back and see exactly what happened here. Showed that it was with Eric Camp, but I don't believe he is the reason for this caution. Oh, looks like Marcus Babb having some issues. I'm not exactly. Oh, I think we found exactly where it came from. Eric Camp here running the bottom lane. I think the caution was already out. I'm not seeing anything crazy, but I do see Eric Camp going into that wall. Oh, man, that looked rough. All right, well, this is going to be the first caution here of the day heading into the night here at Daytona International Raceway. Speedway, apologies. Your leader, Christian Light, in the overall and the next gens. Your leader for the Xfinities here is Rodney Ayers, hanging out with his teammates there. Casey Wygent, Riley, and your leader right here, not Riley, is not their teammate. Apologies for that. Riley Marabello is going to be your leader here in the trucks. So while these guys get it all figured out, we're going to take a quick side-by-side, keep the live action going on your screen. But we're going to take time to let our sponsors know we care for them and let you guys know who helped make this entire thing happen. We'll be right back.
I was working for a little newspaper in Iowa covering local sports and daily news around the small community. I had something else I wanted to say. I spent the past 20 years working as a conflict photographer. I covered the war in Sierra Leone, Congo, Kosovo, the last decade in Iraq and Afghanistan. Every bad thing that was going on. You go there to do something very personal. You don't feel that you're important, you just feel that you want to see something yourself, and then you find that you're one of the few people who are willing to be there, and you start to understand that you have a more important purpose than floating through a place. They came back to find that more of our military men and women are dying from suicide than from war. It haunts you. I thought I was going to cover war in a broad way, and I ended up hanging around with a bunch of young guys in their 20s. They were my friends and they were my protectors. Felt that I learned what a soldier was and learned about my own country again through these guys. These are young guys, and they became somebody out there. New friends, nickname. They grew. They gained 40 pounds of muscle. They were boys. They came home men, and then get back, and now what?
What should we do for dinner?
Chicken. Pizza.
Wawa. from pizza to hoagies and everything in between. Wawa has dinner for everyone.
Innovation demands daring. Because we know changing the world doesn't happen by chance. It comes out of the blue.
All right, folks, we are getting lined up, ready to go. Andy Sharp currently sitting in this mixed pack on the outside here, but Greg Pillar opts to stay out. That number 32 Xfinity car is going to lead this pack to the start of this race. We have a mix of everybody up in here. Riley, your top truck is kind of mixed up in this thing. He's got about an 8-position hold over the next truck, but your Xfinity and Cup cars are really mixed up in this top pack. So we'll see if they opt to all work together, or if we're going to see the Xfinity cars all get tied up together and the Cup cars get all tied up together. We've completed 31 of 100 laps, going to be coming to 32 at the green. Done a pretty good job on time here so far, starting off this race. So just about short of a third of the way through this thing. And we want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in here for the Mission 22 250 here from Daytona International Raceway. These guys still trying to get lined up. Looks like we were going to extend the caution one more time. They just want to make sure everybody in the field gets caught up in this thing. I want to send a huge shout out to one of our drivers in the field. Let me see if I can pop in and find him here real quick. Maybe. All right. Let me see if I found him. Well, I had him for a sec. Here he is, right behind the guy I was looking for. So this is Mr. Casey Ellis, the number 35 Ghost Machine. Favorite thing to run here is the trucks. This is our builder of our trophies. So he took the time to design the trophies that these drivers will be taking home tonight. It'll be your overall winners, so your top average team that mingles their average finish for Cup, Xfinity, and Truck. Want to send a huge shout out to Casey Ellis for getting those things done for us, getting us all lined up with some trophies for your top team. And want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in here to KSM Productions. You guys get the chance, leave a subscription on the YouTube side, on the Twitch side. Go ahead, hit that follow button. We're on our way up to try and get that partnership here. Use some of those funds to increase the ability of these broadcasts. And each and every one of these drivers who had to donate just to be in this race, we had over 50 drivers sign up, and we were over, between them and a couple of our sponsors, over a few $1,000s in donations before we even took the green flag here. If you're looking to donate here, hit that QR code in the bottom right with your cell phone. If not, if you want to head down into the description, and also in the chat, we have posted once again that link for you. But as we get ready to go, Greg Pillar, Andy Sharp going to lead this field back into the restart zone. Green flag will fly. And we are green flag once again here from Daytona International Speedway and the Mission 22 250. Andy Sharp gets a big jump on these Xfinity cars, and I didn't think he was expecting it to be that much of a power change. But he gets a really big jump on Greg Pillar here, and he is actually going to go into that bottom lane, work his way down there, and see if he can't try and make this thing work for him. Do have a few Xfinity cars between him and Chris Jordan, so these guys are doing a great job putting on a great race for y'all at home. We're going to turn up the sound just a little bit. I'm going to shut up for a lap, and you guys are going to have a great time here. Well, we were doing pretty good. That was a pretty cool spot there. Looks like we got a couple drivers caught up in something. Yep, and we're going to rewind that just a little bit for you guys. See what exactly happened here. Looks like we had some issues. Maybe a little bit early on pushing that 3 wide here. And we're going to see. Looks like 044 and the safety truck there. I think the safety truck there is the 01 there. And it is. I think these guys just kind of got caught up just a little bit with each other. And we're going to see if I can get just a little bit. Well, trying to get you guys a better view here. 3 wide. Just trying not to make that spot work there, though. 44 gets collected up there, and he's going to see that outside wall. Nothing egregious, though. Didn't take out a bunch of drivers. We've completed 35. We had about 2 green flag laps there. This is only our second caution of the night. We skipped out on cautions for the first 20 laps of this thing. So, want to say thank you for showing up. Definitely means a lot to me. Means a lot to these guys. Mission 22. You guys don't know what Mission 22 is. They provide funds to veterans with PTSD or suicidal thoughts of harm to themselves and others, and they take those funds and they use them to pay for counselors for these folks, so that they don't have to take on the fight alone or have to worry about the crazy amount that the counseling can cost them. So they front the fund for them so that they don't have to come out of pocket for it, and they do a really good job putting on events across the United States, and want to send a huge shout out to them for allowing us to do this event on their behalf, and I want to send a shout out to all the drivers for showing up and all of you guys for showing up to watch. These guys do have 2 fast repairs. Little bit of backstory at the beginning of this race. These guys weren't allowed or weren't given a caution for the first 20 laps. So we'll see how many drivers have used up both those fast repairs. Looks like we've got a few drivers that are multiple laps down, but Lucky Dog and everything is in effect. I do want to do one short little side-by-side shout out for one of our sponsors, and then we'll be back for the green flag of this next restart.
Healthy wetlands lead to healthy communities. And Ducks Unlimited is the world's leader in wetlands conservation. Wetlands are one of the most productive ecosystems on the planet and support the life cycle needs of 40% of all plant and animal species by providing food and habitat. But Ducks Unlimited's wetlands conservation work also benefits you in so many ways. Wetlands improve water quality by trapping sediments, filtering pollutants, and replenishing aquifers, so you can enjoy clean water. Wetlands also act like sponges that store and slowly release floodwaters to protect you from flooding and to reduce coastal erosion. Wetlands regulate, capture, and store greenhouse gases to help stabilize climate conditions and strengthen our ecosystems. And wetlands provide recreational opportunities, so you can enjoy outdoor activities like hunting, fishing, birdwatching, hiking, and kayaking. Learn more at ducks.org.
And a huge shout out to Ducks Unlimited for coming on board, helping us get this thing together. Means a lot to me for conservation, not only for us, but our kids of our future, being able to protect the wetlands and a lot of the forestry that those ducks happen to live in throughout the year. So if you guys get a chance, head to ducksunlimited.org, and definitely recommend subscribing to their magazine. They get some really good information, not only for us, but for the kids from across the United States that are not only interested in duck hunting, but if you guys want to know more or teach your kids a little more about the conservation movement that Ducks Unlimited does, very, very good. They do over 15 million acres of conservation across North America, and they're the leaders in the world for conservation. So we want to keep up the fight for them, and happy that they decided to partner with us. And yeah, stop smoking quack. I see you, Vincent. Appreciate you guys for tuning in here, though. Chat it up, all you guys like. If you guys are on the YouTube side, like I said, leave that subscription, leave that like. We're going to be once again going here on the green flag pace. Looks like they've got everything lined up. Andy Sharp, Chris Jordan at the top of this thing. Grayson Trexler, Christian Light, third and fourth. I do think that Christian and Chris Jordan are going to get a better opportunity to shoot off this time than your leader, Andy Sharp. You got Next Gen's bumper to front on that outside lane, so we might see a bigger run here. I am going to try and do my best to get to the back of the pack. We missed about the back half of this, and we got actually another pace lap. It looks like our race control is doing a great job making sure these guys are lined up before we just throw a green flag on them. So I want to run the back half of the pack. I'm going to go a little farther back up front, see if we can catch everybody. But I want you guys to be able to see all your friends, family, co-workers, whatever it is, through this field, let you know what they're doing. So see if I can do this. Derek Capps there, second in the truck class. Currently sits in the 11th position. To his outside, Derek Donna. Dana Shepard in that number 44 machine. John Sullivan to his outside. Greg Pillar in the 32. Rick Modric here in that number 71. Jimmy Moach in the 94 in that PBR race team here, all running that pink, green, and blue. Casey Ellis, John Daniels here. John Daniels a favorite for this race here. Looks like he's had some damage at the beginning here. Trent Hill, if you guys don't know, go follow Trent Hill on TikTok. Pretty good guy, helps us get the word out on the TikTok side of things. Bobby Blowers here in the number 34. That Ghost Machine having a pretty good night here. John Matthews, Pacey Wygant. You see Rodney Ayers, Pacey Wygant teammates all lined up. Riley Marabello, Mike Winter, Eric Camp a little farther up. David Booker, Joshua King in the 29th position. Jonathan Barker, Leighton Doty, Michael Champlin in the number 520. Marcus Babb, Robbie Miner, Ruben Casares, I'm going to guess. Zach Logan, Levi Wolf, Marco, I'm not even trying to pronounce that. Grinjuk, Nathan Mascroft, William Smith. We're going to head back up front, though. Looks like we're about to get a restart here from Andy Sharp. I think my computer's hating how many drivers. Andy Sharp going to lead him to the green flag here, into the restart zone. Get ready to rock and roll. We're green flag once again here. Just like I talked about before, I believe that start on the inside would hurt Andy Sharp, and it does. Christian Light, Chris Jordan make the jump up to the front, and these top four are starting to run away. We talked about the next gens being faster than the rest of the field, and we still took 2% power out of it. So maybe next time we take a little less power out, or a little more power out. But looks like this field's doing a pretty good job of getting lined up. We're not even halfway yet, so a lot of these drivers trying to vie for that inside lane at the moment, try and knock off some laps here. We do know that Daytona is known for kind of the incident going down the track, so if that accident happens up in that high lane, you'll see the entire incident kind of drag down the field with the banking in the corners. But great job here so far from these drivers throughout the field. A little farther back, a little bit of fighting, beating, and banging for some position. Bobby Blowers looking like he's having a little bit of a connection issue. He told us before the race he's had some issues with the CPU, so maybe K&S can help him out with that on that side. Want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in here at KSM Productions, logging in, hopping in to watch this race with us, YouTube, Twitch. We will be working on some other stuff over the week, or not only is this our charity race for this week, Saturday we will be having another charity race at Indy Road. That'll be GR86 Cadillac CTS-Vs and BMW CS2s. If you guys are interested in joining any of our charity events, hop into the Discord, discord.gg/KSM Productions. Come hang out, have a good time with all of us. Looks like we're going to have another incident here right as we're on cam with him. Oh, man. 53. It looks like a lot of drivers trying to check up. Some people not checking up at all. And the ARCA break begins. That is a lot of your field. And Robbie Minor is really caught up in this thing. We're going to go back. That is a big accident. And that took out almost half your field is involved in that. Woo! We're going to try and go back here and see exactly what happened. Got to go a little farther back than that. All right. I'm going to see if we can get you guys a good eyes-on view of exactly what happened here. These guys are just sitting in. I want to check a little farther back because I think someone was trying to squeeze in there. Looks like the 92 getting a push from the other 92 there behind him. So this wasn't really on the truck so much as it was just bad timing, bad placement. 92 doesn't check up, though. He doesn't expect the 53 to come back down the track. So I think this is really going to be a racing incident between the two of them. That number 92 Red Monster Energy Machine probably could have done a little better job noticing what was going on in front of him, but ultimately this is going to collect more than half your field. A lot of fast repairs are going to have to be taken. Chris Jordan, your leader here overall in this next-gen class as well. Right behind him, Nick Rotzi. And we want to talk about something, sadly, that we were notified before the race. Nick Rotzi and Eric Camp, sadly, they lost a coworker who happened to be an active duty Coast Guardsman. Want to send a shout out to the family of Nicholas Olson. Took his time out of the life to support his country and defend his country, and ultimately lost the battle with some demons. But we want to honor his memory by letting him know that we're going to be racing for him. We're going to be having a good time, and his buddy up here, Nick Rotzi, is in the lead for him. So Nick getting a little bit of a push, not only from on the track, but up in the sky, getting that awesome spotter duty going. And want to send a huge shout out to the Olsen family, and hopefully hearts, prayers, everything from you guys go out to them, and much love to all of you. So, want to take you guys side by side. We got sponsors to thank that make this happen, but we always keep it side by side. Never going to do full-length commercial, full-screen commercial. That way you guys can kind of see the ticker on the side. We're going to run through some of these, and then we will be back Green Flag Racing here shortly.
Healthy wetlands lead to healthy communities.
Using my tools again? Babe, don't forget your shirt.
Back live on the broadcast. You guys are just tuning in. Almost halfway through this race. Third caution here today. The last caution, issues between the 53 and the 92. Gonna take out about half the field, but these guys do have a few fast repairs. We're gonna play some tunes in the background while we're on here, because you know I was looking through some music today. Really made me think of home, and really made me think of how awesome this community is. And appreciate you guys for all tuning in here, leaving the likes, leaving the subscription, even just the view means a lot. And it really means a lot to be able to push out this information for Mission 22. Mission 22 here, 250, presented by KS Sim Productions. This is our 6th charity race we put on. I've been running them once a month for about 6 months, but this month will be our first 2 back-to-back. Saturday next week, Drive for Humanity. We will be supporting our own members, 501, Brayton Laster, Mr. Pizza Man himself, will be racing in the ARCA Daytona race here coming up. He goes and uses those funds to run around the country and help the homeless in the local areas that he goes to. So if you guys are interested in that, show up, watch, or if you want to race, join the Discord on the link that was posted in the chat. And if you guys can, donate a couple dollars for the Mission 22 cause. I will say that we are about to free fall right back into this race. Nick Rotzi, Andy Sharp, Trent Hill, Grayson Trexler, Kevin Baumler going to lead this field back to the green flag. And we are green once again here for the Mission 22 250 Daytona International Raceway. Speedway, Speedway, Kai, Speedway. I'm over here fighting demons with myself. As you guys can see, these guys heading down into the front stretch, heading into turn 1. Nick Rossi continues to lead this field. You see the next gen starting to pull off, pulling a couple of these Xfinity cars with them. The trucks really using the draft. Dana Shepard, Derek Capps trying to battle for this top truck spot at the moment. We're starting to transition, as you can see in the background. The sun is finally gone over the horizon. We're heading into a night race here, folks. This is going to be a good one. We're almost to the halfway point here in the Mission 22 250. We've done a really good job on race time, about 50 minutes into this race. So we should see this race take no more than 2 hours, but 4 cautions at the moment. Not too bad for Daytona. Sometimes you can see a lot more. There's no money on the line, and all of our prizes are random. I do see someone wants some inside view, so we can take you on board here with Nick Rotzi, who's a little far up front, making his way behind the O2 here of John Daniels. John Daniels, we talked about a little bit earlier, a favorite here to win this race. Really good in these next gens. He's got a little bit of a blinker in front of him, it looks like, so maybe he can get that thing cleared up, but restarted outside of the top 10. And in this race, he has gained 43 positions from the beginning. Your biggest mover, John Daniels. On board here with the number 8 of Kenton Sportak. I want to send a huge shout out to him and Larry Fairman, your local Canadians in the field. We've got people from all over the world in this race, and we want to thank them for coming to support and putting on a show for those so we can raise some money for Mission 22. If you guys are looking to donate, check the description below or a QR code. Scan that thing in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Donate some money today. A little farther up front, Casey Ellis getting that number 35 machine rolling. That truck is having a great day, up 38 spots here into the 12th position overall and 4th in class. Little bit more of his cup of tea, and you guys will see here in just a moment. Him and his teammate have finally linked up. Him and Bobby Blowers, nose to bumper. They finally found each other, and you see some of these teammates finally catching up to one another. We saw a couple teams earlier in the race get together a little bit, but we are finally starting to see teammates pair up together, get locked up together. And we see that a second pack is starting to form behind these guys. Looks like the 32 and the 42, Clayton Doty, Greg Pillar, are locked up. These two are teammates. Looks like we have a few drivers off track. And there was an incident right there. We got a caution here. And these guys, oh no. Someone didn't check up. Someone maybe checked up a little too. All right. We're going to try and find this caution for you folks at home. Maybe. Let's see if we can find this caution for you folks. This might be a little too far back. No, I don't think that's it. Oh, yeah, there it is. Let's see if we can see exactly what happened here. And it looks like it's going to start around Casey Ellis, so we're just going to go on board with him here. See if we can get a little bit of a camera for you guys. See exactly. Well, that's an ugly camera. Let's take it slow motion. Wreck's not happening yet. A little bit of a checkup. Looks like John Daniels was caught up in this thing too. These two get pushed off the track, and I think it just kind of confused everyone on track. The 22 is going to shoot up back onto the track, get into the 44 machine. This is chaos, folks. Crazy. And that 35 machine going to go straight up into the wall. Hopefully the virtual driver is okay. This is going to bring out our 5th caution of the race. Done some pretty good racing so far. I think the biggest thing, though, is just a lot of these drivers are trying to still feel out the differences in speeds in a pack. I know a lot of these drivers were practicing before this race on how it was all going to line up, but you only saw like packs of 5 or 6 lining up. There wasn't really anything too big of a pack. And usually in these races with at super speedways, you'll see a lot of drivers do like a realistically, they'll do like a pit party or something. There was none of that today, folks. So as of right now, I'm looking at the field a little bit. Looks like Eric Camp might be on the lead lap still. Rodney Ayers might as well be too. It looks like we've got a few folks that are going to be taking the wave around. A few that will be taking the lucky dog here. So we're going to see a few more drivers get back onto the lead lap. You guys can check on your screen. I'm going to try and populate this real quick. Yeah. See if we can get someone a little farther back. See how many people we got a lap down in the next gen series. Looks like all the way back to 9th is about a lap down. So you still got about 8 drivers in the next gen cars on the lead lap. Want to check a little farther back in Xfinity. Looks like, yeah, you got a few drivers up there, about 8 or 9 that are going to be down a lap on that one. And on the truck side, as you can see, 10th even there. Let's see if we can go up a little farther even. Looks like we still got 9 trucks on the lead lap in the truck series. So about 8 or 9 drivers in each category, each class so far, still on the lead lap here. So great racing so far, I would say. If you guys are just tuning in, 5th caution of the night here. Looks like we had some beating and banging up at the front of the pack. And that's where most of these cautions have come from tonight, is from the front of the pack. A lot of your middle of the pack to back of the pack drivers doing a great job handling the stress of being 2-3 wide compared to the front, which has mainly been made up of next-gen cars. You've only had a few next-gen cars lined up together at the front, so a lot of them haven't had the problem of getting mixed up in this thing. So your leader right now, Christian Light. We did see some Light fans out there at the beginning of the broadcast. Your boy, Mr. Christian Light, is out front. And we're going to try and see if we can get that goal Boulder Crest found Foundation machine on your screen. That thing is looking great. For all you El Taco Man gaming fans out there, there he is in the 64. Doing a great job. That Mission 22-250 machine. You guys don't have or haven't had the opportunity yet, and you guys have a Twitch, head over, check out Andy Sharp's channel. El Taco Man does some iRacing content, F1 content. He calls it lawn mowing simulator, but I'm almost like 90% sure it's just him mowing the grass and iRacing. So yeah, but yeah, your leaders of each class so far: Christian Light, your leader of the next gen cars. Derek Capps is going to be your leader in the trucks, and Greg Pillar going to take over the lead here in the Xfinity Series. Greg on kind of a different strategy than these guys. These guys do have 100% fuel, so realistically from this point they should only have to pit one more time. We still see in the background the lights still starting to slowly come on, and the sun's starting to set or go under the horizon even more. So all right, that number 96 of Light getting ready to lead these guys back to the green flag. Ernie up in the booth. Gonna watch this truck hop down into pit lane. And we have Lights back on the pace truck, so this means these race control wasn't confident that we would have a clean restart, so they are gonna do one more time around the sun. And yeah, as you guys can see, halfway into the pack, we got a lot of mixing and mangling, so they want to make sure we get a safe restart for these leaders and everyone in the pack. So while we do that, take you on a quick, and you know what? No quick side-by-side. We'll stay live right now. I do want to play some music while we're waiting. All right, folks. You get a chance, leave in the chat, who do you want to see in the booth? We'll bring them up for a driver interview on the, hopefully there's no more cautions. But you guys get a chance, leave in the chat, who do you guys want to see us do an interview mid-race with? We'll bring them up next time around if we get another caution, and we can chat with maybe one of your favorite drivers. All right, folks, we're getting ready to go green flag racing once again here from Daytona International Speedway. 54 coming to 55 laps complete of 100 here. We got a few folks getting out of line on this restart in the back, but Christian Light going to lead these guys. Green flag once again. Andy Sharp, Derek Capps, Trent Hill all mixed up in this thing too. We're going to see how this works. It looks like a lot of these drivers trying to single file it out, get around some of the slower trucks. Looks like there's some damage from some drivers that decided to stay out, but you see a lot of single file in your top 10 right now. To get back to about Grayson Trexler and Rick Modric, these guys linked up right now. Xfinity to the truck, starting to see some more and more people get locked in. Looks like Clayton Doty may have had a small issue. See if we can check in with, and he does. Not exactly sure. Maybe some damage to the car. Maybe getting turned. Take you back up front here. You see these top three all next gens, Christian Light, Andy Sharp, Trent Hill starting to push away from the rest of the pack. Nick Rotzi getting left out to dry here. He's trying to get that push from Riley and Pacey. But the problem right now is that truck's going to slow him down being stuck in the middle. And Riley doing a great job, your leader of the trucks right now, even above your Xfinity leader. He's doing a great job getting that push from the next-gen cars, and he's trying to get away from Derek Capps after taking over the lead. So doing a great job, and we've got another caution here. And cautions breed cautions here. And I think it's a little too early to be impatient. Let's see exactly. We're getting a push here. Oh. Yep. We see that again. This is going to be the 98, I think, here. Tune in. Oh, it wasn't the 8. It was the 90-something, folks. 90-something. It wasn't the 96 because he's one of your... $89. That's what it was. Okay. So, we can find the 89 truck real quick. Looks like David Woods is going to get caught up in this thing. See exactly what... Got to go back just a little bit. And yeah, he just self-clears there. Goes down. Oh, I don't know. It's kind of a little bit of help there from the 88 on the low side. So, all right. Well, you guys brought it up, so let's pull him up into the booth. He's all lonely right now. Christian, this is Kai Shepard up in the booth. You got us?
Yep, I got you.
All right, man. Well, you have got quite the following going on right now. There's about 4 or 5 people tuned in just for you. You're on your own team, basically, and you're leading this thing. Who would have thought the solo driver would be leading this thing? But do you think it's a little more comforting that you don't got to lean on teammates to be up front?
Yeah, honestly, I'm just kind of running my own race.
Well,
Feels pretty good.
We've seen a lot of these cautions come almost from the front of the pack. These last 3 or 4 have come from anywhere from the front to about the first third of the pack. Do you think these guys are maybe just a little too antsy? We still got over 40 laps left. What's your take on it?
Yeah, I said before we started, just be patient, but I don't know if anybody took that advice.
Well, I'm most certainly don't think they did. Last question for you. How are you going to go out and win this thing?
Just stay out front. And keep, if I go down, I'll climb my way back up there. I did before, so see if I can keep it up.
Well, it looks like you, Andy, and Trent have done a great job. You did a really good job on that restart, all kind of working together to push away from the pack. And we hope that you have a good rest of your race, and maybe the solo driver can go out there and win this thing.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Yep, take it easy, man. Good luck the rest of the race. All right. Well, there you go, Christian Light fans. You came up into the booth. Yeah, we are starting to see attrition starting to pull over into this race. Some of your favorite drivers are starting to get knocked out of this thing. We've got, looks like Tristan Miner, Matthew Johnson, David Woods, Don King, Marcus Babb, Corey Harville, Morgan Hansen, Tristan Lewis, Robbie Miner, Jacob Lenke, Trevor Pendergrass, Jonathan Barker, William Smith, Marco, Levi Wolf, Nathan Mascroft, Zach Logan. These guys are still in, but it looks like they're maybe laps. Like, we do have a few drivers out. This is all the way to 42nd place, though, folks, so we actually got quite a good amount of drivers still. Don King still out there. David Woods still out there. Matthew Johnson, who's in 48, still out on track. And Alex Beery did find his way back to this thing. So, yeah, these guys are going to get lined up. And sorry to hear you got destroyed out there, man. It's a war of attrition, it seems like right now, but we still got over 40 drivers in this race. So these guys doing a great job using that fast repair willingly and with strategy as well. So I'm sure we're getting to that part of the race where drivers are going to start getting concerned about that those fast repairs being gone. But I can tell you one member who's not, Christian Light, your leader here in this race. He is the overall leader. The team lead, I'm not sure where that might be sitting. I don't want to do math. So, yeah, if you guys get a chance, appreciate all of you for tuning in here. If you guys look in the chat, we've got the link to the donation for Mission 22. This is the Mission 22 Daytona 250 from Daytona International Speedway in the great state of Florida. These drivers are looking for the overall finish for their team. They're trying to finish as high as they can in class for that overall win. At the end of the race, you'll get the chance to hear from all of the class winners. Christian Light, though, blinking there just a little bit. Him and Andy Sharp looking to restart and get these guys ready to go green once again. Got some drivers on the apron that need to get up. But Andy Sharp, Christian Light, your top two, getting ready to get this thing fired up, ready to go. And we are green flag once again here from Daytona International Speedway. I am just like the worst luck right now, folks. I go and look at an awesome camera and we just see incidents pop up on our screen. Looks like we've had another caution here. Try and back this one up a little bit, see exactly what happened. Looks like it's going to start around the number 22 here. We're going to see if we can get him on the screen. He was having a great race. Nick Rotzi right here. Having a great race. Oh, it was even above that. Andy Sharp up here. We're going to have to go a little farther back to see what happened here. Pushing Christian. Maybe we were bad luck. Commentator's curse. Andy Sharp's trying to push him into the corner. Don't think Christian was really expecting it. And Andy just keeps pushing into that left rear quarter. But that's really, that's a hard one because these next gens, you can push through the corner. But that front driver is really, and he is going to ghost inside Taco's. So, yeah, Andy Sharp's going to see a little bit of invasion of privacy at the moment. And Christian, who was your leader, and we just talked to him. So, if you're cheering for him, I see Kadar McKinney asks for an interview. Hey, don't blame me. You're the one who gave him the commentator's curse because you asked to see him in the booth. Yeah. So, Trent Hill going to be your leader here. We are going to try and pull everyone's favorite guy here. Maybe if I can find. No. Casey Ellis is Kai Shop right up in the booth. You got me?
I got you. What's up?
Dude, the chaos.
Yeah, you think?
It feels like there was more caution-ish racing now than there was the first 20 laps.
I'm actually shocked by that. Like, legitimately surprised.
All right, well, you and your teammates are still in this thing. What's the plan to get to the end of this thing and try and win the overall?
Current objective, survive.
That's what it seems
like. I somehow made it through that last wreck with no damage. I spun. The back end stepped out for me, and I was able to gather it back up, but I don't have any damage, so.
Well, the crazy thing is, we were just interviewing. You might want to leave now because we were we were interviewing the leader, and he was the one that got pushed and turned around. So.
Oh no, that's unfortunate.
You may want to exit chat and all F4 at the same time, but.
Yeah, we gotta get PBR a win though.
All right. Well, hopefully you guys can keep it clean. Hopefully you guys can get this overall and maybe even see you win your class here. Still looks like you're still on the lead lap in this truck, so maybe we can talk to you at the end of this thing.
Here's hoping.
All right, guys. Well, that was Casey. We're putting him down back in his channel with his teammates. Good racing here so far. Just some drivers getting a little impatient. What I will say is we have overall leader, I think. What is this? It's a truck. I don't know if he's going to opt to pit here, but Riley Marabella, who's led a lot of the truck class tonight, is your leader. We've got a truck up front for the first time tonight as your overall. Andy Sharp's probably wondering, like, dude, front to back, we've got some trucks all mixed up. What will be cool with your lineup right now, first, third, fifth are all trucks. It looks like second and fourth are your cup cars. So it's going to be kind of cool to see this lineup right here. You can see a lot of these trucks getting all riled up, ready to go, but 1, 3, 5 are going to be trucks. Dana Shepard and Larry Fairman. Larry having a great race after some graphics card issues earlier in this race. My goal, if we can get some green flag laps going, I want to retry to go through the entire field so you know exactly where everybody is in this field. Seems like every time I've tried to, we get about 2/3 of the way through, and we lose the field. So Andy Sharp up front gets caught up a little bit, is a little bit, what's the word, everybody? A little riled up. So we'll see if these guys can keep it clean for the rest of this race. We still have a ton of drivers, a lot of opportunity to still win this thing, and we're looking for that overall team to eventually take it home. Let's see right now. I can figure out. Oh, I know who aimed. See if I can figure out. There's a like 4th or 5th driver back here somewhere that is Clayton Doty's got. The 00. That's who I was looking for. Tristan Lewis is the end of the trifecta of STE cars. So I was trying to check him out and see where that was coming from. We are going to go green this time by, so I want to make sure we get you guys on the flag stand, ready to go. Bernie getting ready to wave this green flag. There are a lot of 96 and 92 cars, so. All right, and we're green here once again from Daytona International Raceway, Speedway. You guys keep hearing me say Raceway. All right, folks, here we go. We're going into 1 and 2 here. Looks like a lot of drivers still being aggressive here. We talked about it before the race. We asked a lot of them, try not to push it too wide too early. And we still got drivers in the middle trying to push this thing too wide. And up front, we got a gaggle of stuff going on. Your 3 trucks, though, having a good time. And we've got 4 next gens all mixed up into this thing. The 78 has found his way back up in the front. Chris Jordan with Pacey Wygent. Pacey back up front for the first time. Well, not back up front. He's currently up front for the first time today. Trying to make his way up to the lead, push that 78. These next-gen cars really dragging along these trucks. Your top 3 in trucks, the 92 of Riley Marabello. Pacey Wygent is not one of them. Sorry, Dana Shepard and Larry Fairman. You see a lot of mixing and mangling here down the straightaway. Almost 3 wide there, back by Casey Ellis. We're going to head back. Looks like Alex Bahiri might have had an issue there. See if we can find him in the field. And he does have an issue there. Looks like he just got off track there. Back up front, though, Andy Sharp takes the lead. The 22 of him and Nick Rossi looking to battle side by side. And we've got a race here, folks. Trucks, next gens, pushing. Great racing down the front into the turn 1 corner. 3 wide for the lead of this race. And 22 of Nick Rossi gets pushed out of the pack on the outside of this little mangle and tangle up front. But side by side here, 3 wide for the lead. Once again, Bobby Flowers on the outside. Andy Sharp on the inside. Trent Hill in the middle. Bobby Flowers trying to get up there as well. Pacey trying to pull Bobby up to him so they can push. 3 wide for the lead, still going. These trucks are mixing up into this thing. We got 3 trucks abreast trying to push Andy Sharp. You got the next gens all mixed up in this thing. We've got a race here, folks. 67 of 100 complete here at Daytona International Raceway. Back up front, Pacey Wychen takes the lead. Him and Bobby Flowers starting to run away from this pack. We do got a second pack of trucks and everything kind of forming in the back there, but this top pack is really dialed in right now. You see behind Bobby, there's the view of the rest of this first pack. Man, what a great run up front these guys are having so far into this run. And it looks like the next gens have filtered out those trucks. Oh, 47 onto the apron, takes out the 22. Nick Rossi collected, and a lot of this field needs to start checking up, coming out. We know that second pack is coming. Nick Rossi gets collected once again. A lot of drivers ARCA braking. Not sure what the 26 was doing there. Looked like a massive ARCA brake from him. A lot of these guys need to learn, once that caution comes out, got to get on them brakes, man. You never know what's coming around the corner for you. Nick Rossi going to be collected up in this thing. We're going to go back and try and catch on what exactly happened here. We actually did kind of watch it live. Looks like the 47 just got a little upset. Wasn't ready for the push from the 22. 22 just gets there. Gonna get down on the apron and then come back up into the 22. Gonna shoot the 22 up into the track, up into the top part of the track. And that's just gonna send all these guys. Continuing on though, you see a lot of these guys just trying to full throttle it through this thing, and that's never going to work. Caution's already been out for a minute, and a lot of these drivers just trying to drive straight through it. So back up front though, Pacey Wygen for the first time tonight a leader in this race. Oh, we could definitely do that. I'm going to run a side-by-side real quick and get some camera angles set up for you guys. I will be right back. We've got to get a short shout out to some sponsors. So I'm going to set up some in-car cams real quick, and then we will be right back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
I was working.
What should we do for dinner?
Chicken. Pizza.
Wawa.
From pizza to hoagies and everything in between. Wawa has dinner for everyone.
All right, folks, we got some cams all set up for you. Apologies on that. We were having some technical difficulties, but we got some awesome stuff for you guys for the rest of this race. Didn't have a lot of time to set this thing up before the race. We've had a lot going on at home, and good stuff though. Just wanted to make sure we spent some good quality time with the family, but we're gonna have some awesome cameras for the rest of this race for you guys. So at the moment, Bobby Blowers, Pacey Wygant, your top two in this race. Try and hop around a little bit here on this last and final pace lap. Figure out what exactly I was just explaining to y'all, but you guys kind of get a better idea of what we're talking about here. Maybe, might. We got a better nose cam this time, so we're doing great. We're finally getting it all squared away. We got some new in-car for you. Sorry that wasn't set up before the race, but want to make sure that we're providing you guys with the best quality we can. I'm still getting back used. I've been broadcasted for a lot of time back in the day, and now that some stuff, good real life stuff is happening, we took a break from broadcasting, and we decided to get back into it this year. So we broadcast about once a month, so we want to make sure we get you guys get the best cameras we can for you guys. But we're going to go green flag racing here in just a moment. We got this whole field lined up. Coming out of 4, Bernie up on the flag stand, getting ready to go once again. Drop off into the Sunoco pit road. Starter cam, Bernie with the flag up in the air. We're green flag racing once again here from Daytona International Speedway. See that run here once again. Sorry, got a little sidetracked there, folks, but we got you. We're going to make sure that you guys get all the best racing coverage. We will be commercial free for the rest of this race, so wanted to just make sure you guys got a hold of that. And while we're at it, let's see what's going up with your top group right here. Derek Capps leaned in right behind all of them right now. Got that nice hood cam there. Following your top 4 in the next gen, Pacey Wygant, Bobby Blowers, Chris Jordan, and Trent Hill. A little farther back, Eric Camp to his rear. Currently sitting in that second spot in the Xfinity run. Oh, we've got another crash here. And another caution to come out. Derek Booker, Marcus Babb look to be involved in this one. See what happened here. Try and get you guys a better view here of exactly what happened. And I don't think, I don't think David, well, I don't even think it was David. I can see. I'm trying to figure out who was behind him. But I don't know. Well, Larry Fairman and David are going to get locked up into this thing. Looks like it was just a checkup and someone wasn't expecting it. So, not great to see. Casey Wygent's still going to be the leader in this thing. This is going to be our seventh caution of the race. Apologies. These guys are heading into turns 3 and 4 at the moment. A lot of these drivers, we're starting to see. He was going hard on that flag. He does every time. That's why we love him. We do see a lot of these drivers starting to run low on fast repairs, if they have any at all. So we're going to see how it starts to affect things here on the racetrack. I will tell you one person it hasn't affected at the moment, though. Casey Wygent, your leader here in that 00 machine. Having a great race, followed by Bobby Blowers, Chris Jordan, and Trent Hill. Oh, we got a little bit of time. Lights are still on the pace truck. Take you through some of the field. We might have missed out on before. Joshua King and that number 7. Up 3 spots at the start of this race, since the start of this race. LT Motorsports machine. Talked to him before the race. Main thing wasn't to win, but to try and go out there and get that best overall finish. Right behind him, El Taco Man himself, Andy Sharp, currently sitting in that 8th spot. Kevin Baumler right behind him, and that 88 Speed Ranch Setups machine. Coast Guard number 77 of Eric Camp. John Matthews right behind him with Shane King following in that number 60. Rodney Ayers in the 17 machine. Those things look amazing. Dana Shepard in the 44. Just to let you guys know, Dana didn't hop into this thing till about the session already started, and he was decided to join late to help out a team. My comments are lagging. Wonder why that would be. That'd be kind of weird if my comments were lagging. I don't know why they would be. Oh, you know what? Sometimes it does happen. I was getting a new setup going for OBS, and we might have mixed some things up. I've got to go and fix it after this race, but yeah, we had to fix up some stuff, like even the YouTube link, we had to change that up. Keep going, though, before we go green flag racing. We've got, oh, my wife just comes in here and brings me some dinner. You want to say hi to the broadcast? Oh, she shook her head no. So we're going to get through a few more folks before we go green flag racing again. Mike Winter, Rick Modrick, Derek Donna, Grayson Trexler, Casey Ellis, Jimmy Moach, Greg Pillar. Is outside John Daniels, who's caught up in the last 2 wrecks almost. Kenton Sportak, Clyde Confer. There we go. Confer. Nick Rossi, who was just caught up in that last one. Derek Capps, Larry Fairman, Clayton Doty, Christian Light, who was leading at one point, got caught up in some stuff. It looks like Jacob Lenke just got caught up in something. I'm not sure what happened there, but under caution 3 wide. Tristan Lewis, William Smith on pit road. Trevor Pendergrass and that number 87, Nathan Mascroft. Levi Wolf, that number 3 machine. David Booker was caught up in that last caution. Zach Logan. Ruben Caceres, another person who finally made his way onto track after a quick trip to the Walgreens. Number 20, Dunkin' Donuts. But back up front, your leader, Pacey Wygent, looking to go on to win this thing. Get a better overall for his team. Best thing you can do is win your class and the race. So we're going to be go green flag racing here once again. These guys going into turns 1 and 2, or 3 and 4 at the moment. If I could talk, that would be so amazing. Pacey Wygent, Bobby Blowers, Trent Hill, Chris Jordan, Michael Champlin, Joshua King, Andy Sharp, all in the top 8. And they're definitely getting ready to go. But you see Sean Sullivan in that truck right in the midst of it. I think we may get one more caution lap here. And race control has opted to give us one more lap. So we do want to send a shout out to those folks who may not be in the race, but did make it. We're going to try and do that real quick so you guys can see on your screen some of your drivers who maybe didn't make it to the end, but definitely came out and showed some support. So Morgan Hansen, who is still on track. Smith, we went over him. Marco on pit road at the current moment. Jacob Linke, Marcus Babb, Robbie Miner, and that number 53 got caught up in that first accident of the race. Corey Harville is still out on track. Don King down pit road at the moment. David Woods, the number 89, just got caught up in a couple incidents ago. A lot of these drivers running out of fast repairs. Matthew Johnson. And then Alex Bahiri didn't really get caught up in anything. He's just showed up to the race a little late. And Tristan Miner currently out of the race, but back up front. Check in with these guys. Make sure we're getting ready to go green. Casey Wygant, your leader, not even just the overall of the next gen class as well. Sean Sullivan, who we talked to at the beginning of this race, is currently first in his class, and Baumler is leading that Xfinity class at the moment. Do want to, before we go green, give out our All-Star Graphics Extreme Paint of the race. I'm going to go out to one and only Pacey Wygant. Look at that beautiful machine. I love the color coding, the carbon fiber on there as well. So great paint scheme. Whoever did that up, hit me up. I want one of those. Let me in. Let me knock on your door. But we're going to go green flag racing here once again from Daytona International Speedway. Pacey Wygant, Bobby Blowers leading these guys into the Geico restart zone, and we are green flag racing once again. Looks like we've got some shuffling going on throughout the pack, doing a pretty good job keeping it too wide throughout the whole thing. A lot of cars in this race, man. This is crazy. A lot of mixing and mangling. We are starting to thin out this pack, though, as you guys can see. These next-gen cars doing a great job. Back up front, though, Pacey Wygant getting the push from Bobby Blowers. Trent Hill right behind him here in the third place. Take you guys on board here. See exactly what Trent Hill is seeing from this third place spot. He's got that rear view mirror up in the top side, the virtual mirror that is opted to these drivers at super speedways and road courses in the next gen series here. So these guys having a great race so far. Trent Hill having an awesome time. You guys get a chance, go give that follow to Trent Hill on TikTok. We do look like we've got a bunch of drivers going on and off track at the moment. Not sure if this is going to breed out a caution, but definitely stay tuned in on that. Exactly what Pacey Wygant's seeing from his rear view at the moment. Go a little farther back to your leader of the truck class right now, Sean Sullivan, and that number 6 hanging on to the draft right now. Dana Shepard right behind him. I think he is not realistically. Sean Sullivan's in the sweet spot in this this truck right now, because he is held on to this next gen pack. And as you can see, that is the gap all the way back to Dana Shepard, who's second in class. First in class right now in the Xfinity Series, Derek Donna has made his way up front. He is right behind the 28 right now of Mike Winter and Dana Shepard. So he is battling it with Shane King at the moment. We've got a big gaggle of cars. This isn't going to work. They need to figure it out real quick, because this is not going to work if they're going into turn 1 3 wide as tight as they were. And you guys are really watching the second pack here. Most of the race here is for the Xfinity drivers right now. Back up front, Pacey Wygent, Bobby Blowers. We look like we're finally getting 2 lanes of next-gen cars. Looks like Andy Sharp going to be third in line there. Michael Champlin, Chris Jordan, Trent Hill in the back of this thing. We know that these next gens really love that outside lane. Not exactly what I was. Oh, that is not the cam I wanted. Sorry about that. Supposed to be a lot prettier than that. We've got a crash and another caution here. Sorry about that. Trying to play with these cams that we uploaded, but want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in here. Before we go back and watch this caution, Pacey Wygent is your overall leader right now. If you guys get a chance and you want to, we would greatly appreciate if you can donate to the cause today. You've got the QR code in the bottom right of your screen. In the chat, we've got the link and also below. And then if you guys can, if you're on the YouTube side, leave a like on the video, maybe subscribe to the channel if you're on new, and on the Twitch side of things, go ahead and leave us a follow. We're raising money here for Mission 22 to go against the fight or go with the fight and try and fight off veteran suicide. That's what we're all about here tonight. So these drivers know we're here to have fun, race for a cause, and not have anything too crazy going on. And I think the broadcaster's curse has continued because it looks like the 77s, well, these guys are checking up for a wreck in front of them. I'm not exactly sure. It looks like the 60 might see where it's coming from. Let's try and zoom in, try and find the 60 real quick. There's a lot of guys. Casey Ellis is involved in this. We're going to see if Casey can maybe see something that we don't see. And, oh, Alex Bahiri is caught up in it, so we can even go farther back and see exactly. Maybe it's just a big checkup from everybody here. Looks like the 215. Derek Donna didn't leave the 92 a lot of room there, and this is going to check him up. Alex Bahiri is going to get into the back right rear, and this is going to collect a lot of people in this. Once again, a lot of these drivers, Casey Ellis did a great job of checking up, but he's just going to tap, and then the 8's going to come up into him. So these guys have done a great job, but that's the second driver we've commentator cursed. So apologies to Casey Ellis. Maybe we hold off on the driver interviews till the race is over, but yeah, we're having a good time here so far. We do know one person that's not really in this race for the most part is the guy that had to make the quick trip to Walgreens during the race and found his way back into it. Man, Alex, it looks like 215 just didn't give enough space to the guy in front of you, and pinched him down, got him around, and looks like you got caught up into it. How's the damage on that thing?
It's not too bad. I got wheel damage, but like I can still drive fast. I think the car's okay.
Driving fast over there, he says.
I hope so. I hope so.
All right. Well, yeah, we've noticed some issues throughout the race, and you've been back into the race for a while. Seems you had to do that for the broadcast. If you guys didn't know, Alex was on our Daytona 24 team too. So I think a lot of these guys are still being a little too impatient for how much racing is left. It does look like a lot of guys are trying to stay single file, but there's just those one or twos that can't find their way into it. I know you really don't have a chance to go out and win this thing, but you can always have a chance to make it all the way back up to the front. How are you going to do it?
I'm going to try and survive. I'm just here for fun and to represent. So,
all right.
Well, enjoy the ride.
How are your teammates doing?
Ruben's finally unlapped himself, and Grayson, he's right in front of me. He's running 5th, so hopefully he could get up there.
All right. Well, you tell the K&S crew happy camping, and hopefully they don't get broadcaster cursed like I just did to the last two guys that wrecked.
Sounds good.
All right, we'll talk to you later, Alex. Have a good rest of your race.
Appreciate it.
All right, folks. What an awesome thing. So, if you guys don't know, we do have a couple drivers that we do sponsor on for some of these races. This KNS Sim Productions machines are painted up by Greg Pillar over at GP Designs. He lets it, if you guys can see on there, we try and leave the main hood sponsorship for the cause and just let them know that we're around, and Greg does a great job. Yeah, we having a good time here and check in on Bobby Blowers and these guys, and we are going to go green flag racing this lap, so I need to pay a little more attention to up front, huh? We're 85 laps completed of 100. Had a great race here so far. Thank you all for tuning in here. Couldn't have done it without these drivers who all donated money just to be in the race. We try to keep it serious, but most of the time we're just having fun and BSing. If you guys are always down to or know some friends that want to join some charity races, hit discord.gg/KSM Productions. If you want to hit us up, next Saturday we will be at Indy Road Support and Drive for Humanity. Registration on that will give you your name on a real-life ARCA car at Daytona, Talladega, and a track of your choosing. So come join the Discord today, get all the details. These guys getting ready to go green once again. I think they're tired of Pacey Wygant winning these races, so I wouldn't be surprised if you see some ganging up on Pacey once we get this restarted here. And we're just going to leave it fun. Bernie is going to get a little less attention this time. We're going to leave it in the TV cam here as we start to dwindle down laps. And we are green flag once again here in the Mission 22-250 from Daytona International. Pacey makes his way up into the high lane, leaves Andy Sharp out to dry. Andy just tucks in there. Michael Champlin, Trent Hill there as well. Josh King trying to make his way up into the lane. Chris Jordan, it looks like we're going to see a battle of next gens here shortly. The top 10 are all on the current same lap. So these guys trying to battle up and trying to get into that high lane. This high lane and these next gens are super dominant at this track. So Ken Sportak falling back in that bottom lane. Teammates the 42-32 Greg Pillar and Clayton Doty right there. Clayton going a little high going into the corner, but back up front, Pacey Wygant getting pushed by Bobby Blowers. Bobby doing a great job just hooking on to the nose of that. The name of the game isn't to just win the race, it's overall finish for you and your team to ultimately try and win those trophies. So your leaders in each class right now, Pacey Wygant in your Next Gen Series, Sean Sullivan is currently your leader in the Truck Series, and Mr. Ayers. We've got another crash, another caution. Oh, man. These guys need to dial it down a little bit. And somebody needs to learn how to brake. And we were just checking in with Grayson there a little bit ago. Looks like it's going to be a big, hard push, an uneven push almost from that 24 into Grayson. Takes out the 45 and the 8. He's going to come back up there. The 20, Alex getting caught up in 2 back-to-back wrecks there. The hood is up, and some drivers just not checking up in time. It's going to take, I assume, almost collect every driver that was behind, and it does. So we had a really good start to this race, but these guys just get super impatient. But like we talked about at the beginning of this broadcast, this race has been more of an endurance race, really, than it has an oval race. Especially when you mix all the car classes. So we talked about it. Alex Bahir was caught up in that caution, so I'm going to stop talking to people and just play some music during these cautions for you guys, because I don't think we're doing a great job of providing them the resources to complete this race. So yeah, definitely Mission 22 race means a lot to me. Appreciate all of you guys for tuning in here today. It's been such a great time. All these drivers that showed up, all the viewers that showed up, all the sponsors that made this happen. While we're at it, we got some time. We might as well thank our sponsors since we're caution free. I want to send a shout out to Idaho National Guard, Boise State University, Wawa Gas and Grocery, Ducks Unlimited, DeWalt, and All-Star Graphics, along with GP Designs by Greg Pillar. So, and yeah, like I said, most importantly, super, super thankful for all of you that decided to spend your Sunday with me. I'm just a guy from Idaho having a good time. We are going to actually have less than 10 to go here shortly. We did notice that our chat is kind of lagging. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up our live chat over on the YouTube side. That way we can see when those come in. Vincent, we've been seeing all your messages. Vincent, great point. We can't miss that out. And just because you said that, I have a great cam just for you. We can't forget about the great audience that shows up virtually for each and every one of these races. So from those in the infield to those in the stands, whether you're real or not, appreciate you guys for tuning in here from Daytona International Speedway, buying those virtual tickets for free $99, and it's been a ride, man. From the first race we did here at Daytona International Raceway back in October, all the way up till now. It's been a ride. We've raised over $15,000 for multiple charities. We've had multiple different winners. I don't think we've ever had a repeat winner unless it's been a multi-class race. But overall, we've never had an overall winner win more than once. Pacey Wygent is out here trying to break the mold on that and be the first driver to win 2 different races in the overall. But next Saturday, we will be at Indianapolis Motor Speedway on the Indy Road Course with the Cadillac CTSV, BMW CS2, and the GR86. So if you're interested, come join. And we see the 89 out there. We definitely, this charity means a lot to me. Not that all the charities don't mean a lot to me. Just this one hits home for me a lot. So couldn't have done it without all of these guys. Yeah, it was definitely great to be able to host these events. This will be everything that we ran this year will basically be the first annual. And then our plan is Mission 22, Daytona 250 next February. Come join. We'll probably have a different slew of cars. I heard from the grapevine that the car of tomorrow may be one of the classes next year. So I think we should do an unrestricted car of tomorrow. We might see some old school Xfinity cars, and then never hurts to go with the old school trucks. So I think next year will definitely be a throwback. And yeah, I think you guys are going to see a lot of all that. So, all right, folks, these guys are getting riled and dialed up. We've got less than 10. We're going to have exactly 10 laps to go this time by. The rule is, for all of you sitting at home, these guys are technically not allowed to go 3 wide on the first lap. But they can on a green, white, checkered. Valhalla Racing, appreciate you guys. If you guys are in the chat looking at that and you see Valhalla's racing message to us, he is teammates with Andy Sharp, also known as El Taco Man. Appreciate you, Valhalla, for coming out to race and supporting the cause. We're going to go green flag racing here once again with Pacey Wygent and Bobby Blowers. Once again here into the restart zone. Andy Sharp right behind them with Michael Champlin, and we are green flag racing here once again in the Mission 22 250. And there we go. Now I got my there we go. Now we got the lost audio. Anyways, battling up front. 9 drivers for the next gen. 10. Christian Light trying to make his way back up by leading this, but 9 in this front pack, all next-gen cars, trying to battle for this lead. Kevin Bomber, Grayson Trexler, Shane King, all trying to make their way up to the front of this Xfinity pack with Sean Sullivan and Dana Shepard right in front of them. We've got great battles all over the track, all mixed and mingled, finally found their way around their own classes. You see on your left-hand side, Shane King is finally, or not Shane King, Joshua King has finally taken the lead. Andy Sharp tries to make the move, gets stuck in the middle. He's getting left out to dry. John Daniels goes to the bottom, little bit of beating and banging, 3 wide into turns 1 and 2. Andy Sharp goes up high, gets a little lost, finds his way to the back of the pack. Great battle. We're going to have 5 to go this next time by. Right behind them, though, Sean Sullivan, Dana Shepard, continue to lead this truck. Kevin Bomber, Grayson Trexler, Shane King right behind them. Rick Modric in this as well, but Pacey Wygen takes the lead back over against this top lane, all squared away, trying to push. 5 to go this time by from Daytona International Speedway. These guys are heading into turn 1 here. Take you on the nose of Trent Hill, see exactly what he's seeing as he pushes here onto the back bumper of Joshua King, this Mission 22 machine, Girl 2 Motorsports machine. These guys are battling for the final and only winner spot here. Joshua King leading this right now. You see that banking on his screen, on the screen I should say. Right behind Pacey Wygen, Bobby Blowers all over the rear of that car. But take you to the back of this thing, Chris Jordan is the very last driver in this top pack. We've got a wreck right now. Nick Rossi currently wrecking. Don't see anybody else currently caught up in this, so not sure we're going to see a caution. Andy Sharp to the inside there, right behind them. Dana Shepard, Sean Sullivan beating and banging. Kevin Bomber right behind him with Shane King and Grayson Trexler. The back up front, this battle, probably the best battle on track, is between your top 9 in the next gen class. Appreciate you guys being pretty active in that chat, but what's even more active, this battle for the lead still for the next gen class. Your top 5 here battling it out. Chris Jordan, Andy Sharp, Mike Winter all fall out of it. And I'm not exactly sure. Did we miss something there? Okay. Well, we can't be on it now. This time by, 2 to go. And this draft is really hard with these next gens. They lost 2% power. A lot of these next gens are balanced in power. But the other thing is the top lane is just so dominant. So we're gonna have 2 to go this time by next gen's lead. But we got a battle brewing in this Xfinity class now. Kevin Bomber, Grayson Trexler, Shane King, Greg Pillar all lined up for this thing. This is where the battle for the finish is going to be for both those classes. Andy Sharp fell all the way back to this pack. So we're going to watch this next gen battle up here as well. Dana Shepard and Kevin Palmer trying to work together to clear out this Xfinity and truck field. The Pacey Wygen, Bobby Blowers, Trent Hill, Michael Champlin, and John Daniels all trying to vie for their reason why they should win this. This time by, we're going to have the final white flag lap coming out right now. They're going to make their way through the tri-oval. 1 to go in the Mission 22 250 from Daytona International Raceway. Big bump from John Daniels to Bobby Blowers to Pacey Wygen. These guys are going to be battling hard. A little farther back, you see cars are already wrecking. These guys are battling for the Xfinity and truck lead here. The back up front, this is the closest battle on track. Pacey Wygen, Bobby Blowers, John Daniels, Trent Hill, Michael Champlin, all battling for the final spot, the lead, the win. the overall win. Pacey leads them into turns 3 and 4. Bobby Blowers wants to wait to make the move. John Daniels said, nope, I'm going to the inside. He's to the inside, gets the run. Bobby pushes him down. Trent, John, your winner. Pacey Wygant, the 00, wins the Mission 22 250. Your Xfinity driver, Kevin Baumler, goes on to win. And the truck winner, Larry Fairman, goes on. Your winners from the Mission 22 250 from Daytona International Speedway. What a finish. What an awesome way to finish out this race. Not a ton of wrecking on the last few laps. Oh, man. Whew, my heart is going crazy. Whew. What a win from Pacey, Larry, and Kevin. We're going to get these guys all in the interview booth, get you guys ready to go with some driver interviews. See if we can find all of them first. And there was one. Captain Bob. See if we can find him. Huh. All right. Woo! All right. You're going to see them all burning down here. And honestly, it's not even the winners of this race that get the chance to burn out. It's got to be all of it. And you see the PBR Team Motorsports there cheering on their guys that won 34 or the 94, the 17 there. We're going to get these guys in the booth here momentarily. And yeah, appreciate race control and everything, but most importantly, we need to make sure these guys aren't going too crazy so you can hear. Let me get a better camera here, maybe. We can start some driver interviews. Where is he? Well, we'll bring up one so far. And let's bring him up right now. Your winner of the truck part of the race, the truck class. Larry, dude, you were like 5th to 6th, mostly the whole race. I looked back going 2 to go. You weren't even in the lead, and then you end up winning this thing. How's it feel?
Well, not bad. That was just sheer luck.
Well, there's a lot of beating and banging, but it seemed like towards the end of the race, geez, the last 10 laps were the cleanest part of the race.
Yeah, they were.
How's that 11 machine doing, and how did the trucks feel tonight?
They were loose when you got in the draft, but they were all right.
Well, Larry, you won the whole truck class, and we'll see if it helps out your team when it comes to the overall later tonight when it's announced. But before I let you go, it's your interview, man, so you got to thank all your friends, family, and sponsors that get it done for you, and I'll give you the floor for just a couple minutes.
Well, I'd just like to thank my teammates. That was a fun race, and Canadian Tire for sponsoring me.
Quick and short.
Yep.
All right. Well, everybody, that was your truck winner, Larry Fairman. Congratulations on winning it. And hopefully we can see if you're overall later tonight, if you guys ended up winning it.
Nice.
All right, folks. Well, he was pretty solid all night. I'd probably say he's the only one that won a class that was pretty solid all night here today. Kevin, how does it feel, man? You come across the finish line. You ended up first for a minute there. I thought you were going to lose it, and then all hell broke loose.
Yeah, that was crazy. I'm kind of speechless. I'm not real great at super speedway racing, but I knew we had something for him when we sat on pole and led the first portion of the race there. But yeah, those last couple laps, it was carnage, and I was sweating pretty bad.
Well, it never hurts to win your part, right? So the whole thing is an overall win, and you did your part. You got to the front. You ended up winning it. You get the max amount of points for the average finish. how did it feel all night trying to beat and bang with all the other classes around you?
You know, it was really weird. It seemed like the trucks and Xfinity cars could kind of work together and form runs, but the Xfinity cars, they sit a little higher off the ground, so we were kind of just stuck in a class by ourselves. But it was definitely fun working with the rest of the guys in the Xfinity and working with my teammates when I could.
Well, the most important thing you got to do, we wanted to make sure all the winners got to get up in the booth so you guys can thank your friends, family, sponsors, team, whatever gets it done for you. Take it away.
Yeah, I thank you guys for putting on the race, all the sponsors, M22, and then Corey Harville. He was a team captain for us, for giving me the opportunity to join this race and run it, and all my boys over at Fast House. I know they're all watching and cheering me on. I'm already Discord's already blowing up, so.
Well, man, we'll have the final tally up of overall positions later tonight. I hope the best for you and your team, and thanks for showing up, showing out, and going on to win the Xfinity side of things.
Absolutely, thank you.
All right, folks, that was your P2 finisher there, Kevin Baumler, and man, we may have to make a new rule called the Pacey Wygant rule and make him start from the back in every single race or something, because Pacey, you're just on a roll in these charity races, man. You not only won the cup side of things, you did an awesome job going on to win the overall. How's it feel?
Well, I mean, it's Daytona. I couldn't really have done it without my teammate there, Bobby Ballowers. So big shout out to him. And I don't know, it was just wild trying to figure out how the Xfinity cars, they were so slow on the starts, and I kind of wish if we would have separated every caution by class, that would have been kind of nice. But no, it was a blast. It was just kind of a pain in the rear end to get to the front, and once you got there, you kind of just wanted to stay there, and that's kind of what we did the last 40 laps, and managed to save enough fuel to make it.
Well, you basically answered all my questions I was going to ask you, but most important thing you got to do, not only when you're a class winner, but an overall winner, it helps out your teammate to hopefully get that final tally, but you got to thank all your friends, family, sponsors, and teammates, whatever you want to do. I'll give you the floor, man.
All right, cool. Yeah, I got to shout out PBR Racing. You for putting all this stuff together, and all their charity events are super fun. Massive shout out to my actual in-race teammates, even though I have this whole big team. But I believe they actually finish, podiums, both their classes too. So congrats to them. And yeah, Ayers Designs for the wrap. It's just there's a lot of stuff that went into this. So just shout out everything and everybody.
All right. Well, congratulations, Pacey, on the win here, and we look forward to seeing you maybe making it be our first 3-time winner too.
All right, cool.
All right, folks, that was Pacey Wygant, your winner here at Daytona International Speedway for the Mission 22-250. A couple things before we leave. Thank you all for those who decided to stick with us, subscribed, followed, most importantly for those that donated. Even if you didn't donate, donating your time to come and watch. And then a couple things from me. If you guys are interested, discord.gg/KSN Productions. We've got a race next week on Saturday to help support a member in here that does real life racing. All the money goes to Drive for Humanity. He uses that money to support those that are homeless and stuff on his way across the United States. A couple other things we've got going on too. If you guys want to just come hang out in the Discord or whatever you want to do. Last thing we want to get for you guys is, there we go, get some class overalls for you there, maybe not, maybe it won't let me, but congratulations to the winners of each class, Pacey Wygant, Kevin Baumler, and Larry Fairman. Thank you guys for showing up and showing out, and most importantly and finally,